Hello, hola, an international welcome to everybody on the internet. Hi, how are you doing? First thing I see there is wanna hook up this Friday? Time to dip. Oh wow, Jesus, I'm too tall for my knees to be that far down. Hi, everybody, and welcome to an hour of banter with your boy Danny. I guess I didn't do this last week because I went and uploaded that crazy video on my channel, which I'll talk about because I have some behind the scenes factorinos there. I'm just going to set this up. Last time I did a live show, someone was like, well, the first few minutes of this are really distressing. Dan's clearly very uncomfortable. I wonder if he doesn't actually like doing these, and we're all just putting him on. And I was reading this thing and I was like, oh my God, this person, they're looking at me in the first few minutes of this and they're thinking that I have some kind of problem and I hate life. But no, it's because I'm talking to you, but also changing the name of the video on YouTube and then tweeting it. So every time you watch one of these live stream videos, for the first solid 2 minutes, it's me going, trying to make something work. So now you know. That could be my excuse for all the other completely irrelevant times in which it's the exact same excuse, but there we go. Okay, name changed. You now tweeted. Boom, did it. Now I can stop looking weird. Hi, you have my full attention. How you doing? So, people on the internet, I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. How are you? I just want to start by seeing how my audience is doing. Nice lightning, Daddy. Is it? I'm not using that stupid other webcam because I lost it. Sad, said Janet. Nice. Moist, said Jacob. Cool. Sunburnt, said Carmen. Very nice, said Courtney Harry. Female doctor, said Rachel Watson. You need a female doctor? You mean like you need a gynecologist? You're saying you have a yeast infection. Okay. Sophia is dead. Jennifer's uncomfortable. Dominique is nice. Ah, great. And Nova was reading fanfic, and then I came online. Well, I'm sorry to completely kill that mood that you had going on. What's up? So, I guess the big thing that happened since we were away, which is always just a monumental moment in human history, I uploaded a new video onto the Dan is Not on Fire channel. What did you think? I can't even remember the name of it. That's how good of a YouTuber I am. YouTube.com/Dan Howell, which is a link I've had for like 4 years. I don't know if any of you noticed that. Would you think the real Dan? Thanks. Yeah, loved it. It made me choke from laughing. I also want to be choked. Thanks, Stevie, for sending me that. I'm currently dead. It was funny. I hated it in a good way, said Katie. Meh, said Tea Towel Howell. No, and Kayla said 10 thumbs up. Great. Well, hello. Yeah, so people making videos for Tinder. I was looking at my video ideas notepad. A lot of other people, like even Joe and Zoe, have made videos messing around in it because Tinder's like a how dare anybody interact with me? Shut up. Because it's just, I guess, funny to interact with real people in a dating app, iDeck. And yeah, so I decided that my video would be to do a social experiment to see that if, instead of pretending to be, the best version of yourself when you're flirting with strangers on the internet, what would happen if you weren't just honest, but in fact told people specifically everything terrible about you. And I thought that it would be a complete disaster and that I'd just get rejected the whole time. But as many of you who have seen the video will know, it ended up being somewhat wholesome. Like, towards the end, no matter how hard I tried, some people wouldn't stop just finding it funny and being nice. So there we go. There's lots of other rejects like you on the internet. Do you think people who knew who you were? Yeah, so this is the thing. I'm sure I saw a comment that was like, the only unattractive thing, because I read my comments because I hate myself, about Dan in this video is his lack of confidence. I was like, But yes, I lack so much confidence that I took a bunch of ugly photos of myself, went on a dating app and spoke to real people, and then showed that to millions of people on the internet. No, I'm a strange person. I don't lack confidence, and yet I have social anxiety. They're very different situations. But yeah, I was actually terrified to film it in a very big way. I procrastinated for like 2 solid weeks because if I went with this idea, the fact of the matter is I actually had to go on a dating app where other people are actually trying to, meet people to play board games with and actually interact with them, and that is actually scary. Like, I know I was pretending to be like a silly version of myself and I wasn't actually trying to like make friends, but I was still terrified. I was supposed to do it like the day before, and I was just freaking out because I actually didn't want to have all these conversations with people. So I hope you appreciate with that. It was like a truly terrifying experience with me. Someone suggested this, and I did confirm on Twitter. Who remembers an old video I made called "Sexy Internet Dating" when Dan is not on fire? Anyone? Yeah. With the guinea pig. I was originally going to do that, and then I thought it through, and I feel like I've probably used every single guinea pig related pun on the internet, so that I couldn't do a third sexy internet dating guinea pig video. I mean, what other jokes about guinea pigs are there left at this point? Although, as someone said, it would have been a new sexy internet dating for a new apartment, which is very true. Little factorino there. So no, I decided to do this instead. But yeah, I mean, the main thing to take away from that video was it was just shockingly wholesome, despite me doing things. Dan, why do you read the comments? My comments are okay, well, it depends on the video. Sometimes I think whenever I ask like a question for YouTube, because YouTube comments are generally like the worst reflection of humanity in any situation. I quite like my comments whenever I ask a question. When I don't ask a question, it just turns into like full caps shouting and memes. But that's the internet. That's how people express happiness. I did see a couple people that didn't get I was joking. They thought that I was just being that down about myself. Like the video where I was making all those jokes, that wasn't supposed to be me giving like a balanced review of my life. That, it was supposed to be negative. That was the joke. And then, some people didn't like the humor. They were like, "This is too dark. I don't like it." But that's my humor. So if you dislike that for most of my videos, you're probably gonna have a bad time. Maybe I can make a video about that one day. That can go in the notepad. But anyway, thanks for being concerned. I appreciate it, but I'm glad to know that many of you found it interesting. How is it going back to your hometown, said Lily? Oh God, let's not go to that yet. That was terrible. How was your day today? It was good. I had like a moment where I was sat in a chair and then I felt a crawling and then I went like that and there was a huge ant on my neck, which is weird because ants can't fly. Well, I mean, flying ants can fly, but this ant couldn't fly. Is now I'm going to talk about the video more. We can get back to that. I like to flip between irrelevant topics. But the thing is, like, an ant, unless it fell, that would mean that it, like, went on an adventure across my body without me realizing, and that's incredibly disturbing. So there we go. I was invaded without consent by a thick ant today. Dan, your eyes are like pools of despair, said Mr. Jenny. Yep, you did flirt right. That's how to do it. Well done. Please play To the Moon for Daniful Games. We've had a few requests for that. Donna, you look really nice today, said Maria. Oh, thanks. I'm wearing some Perfume Genius merch right now because Dan wears merch instead of pajamas. That's awesome. If it's cool, I wear it outside, like that FK Twig things with the boobs that happened. The G-Note. I could make an entire video around the G-Note. Well, we'll see for that. A little thing to keep it going. Dan, are you afraid to go outside? Yes! Oh my god! So, okay, this is a thing. I was on Tinder. I never used this app before, and you set it to, like, where you want the radius of people to interact with, and I was sat in this house, and I was like, let's go. And I didn't think about it. And someone pointed this out afterwards. Everyone that I was talking to was a neighbor. There's somebody that lives in the immediate area around where I'm actually living right now, which means when I was swiping right on all these people, even if I didn't get to talk to them, that meant that I was like, hey, saw your profile, and me and you, I think we could, yeah, that's right. So that's already pretty awkward, but then to like at least 30 people like on my street, I was actually like, can I see Uranus? And they were all actual humans. So I already have issues with going outside, and now there's like a genuine fear that I'm going to be like buying some milk from a Marks and Spencer's or something, and then someone's going to be like, did you say that I could euthanize you, and talk about some kind of choking kink? Because we never finished that conversation. And then I'll obviously just scream, throw the oat drink that I was probably buying at them, and then run away and get a cardo until I die. Yes. Dan, don't bring up milk. Sorry for Yeah, that's an offending item for all the people that have been into the depths of Wattpad. I'm watching this with my 4 guinea pigs, said Jess Holden. Nice! Don't show them my sexy internet dating video. That will violate their purity. That would make some awkward dinner party chat. It would, Jones. Honestly, I didn't think about it. And now I'm like, that video's out there, and I think I was just swiping to say like, yes, I like you for like hours, because I wanted to have loads of conversations. I wasn't even looking. I literally wasn't even looking at who I was swiping. So there might have been someone I actually know in real life, and I was like, let's do it. Yeah, so maybe I should think about things a bit more. Yes, can you say hi to Sunny, Sally, and Tori? I can indeed. I hope you had a good day. I have so far. Thanks for the rose emoji. And okay, who's being supportive over here? I've got the YouTube stream open in like another thing. Milk guinea pigs, what is life? Said random girl K-Bye. That's Dan reading the YouTube chat there for a minute. Carcat23, hello. Maria, Kristen, P Cactus, Double Clicker 2005, Fortini Maro 3, Kristen, GGV, Joe Talina, and Addy. Thanks for coming. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but in Phil's penultimate live show, I'm just going to bring this up. I'm going to say something really gross right now, but that's okay. Someone was like, can you give a shout out to A, Nal, Tamp, and On? And Phil, literally without realizing, shouted out 4 people and ended up saying anal tampon, which I've watched back and is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So shout out to the group of people that made Amazing Phil say anal tampon. That was great. Any offended grandmas in the room while somebody's listening to this on a laptop? Not me. Not me. Nothing to do with me. Do not give the pastel plushies wigs, said Tefalora. Okay, we should talk about that later. You guys should rebrand to Dan and Phil Google. Oh god, the higher lower game. We'll get to that. Have you watched Legend of Korra? No, I haven't yet. I'm still watching Code Geass, which is great. I'm in it. I'm in it deep. How are you today? I'm good. So now the person asked me, how was my my trip back home? So I was invited reluctantly to go to a family barbecue over the weekend. So I had to go back to my actual hometown, and that is something that fills me with absolute dread, because imagine right now all the people that are in school, how much you hate being in school, the people that you're with, just knowing that they all live near you and you can't wait to like go to college or get a job and move out and just run away and never come back, right? Well, then imagine when it's been a few years and then you're invited back and you arrive and it's like, okay, I forgot that everyone I grew up with for 18 years is here in the area. So it's absolutely horrifying. Like, I cannot even articulate how mortified I would feel if I saw anyone I had to go to school with I don't even know what would I say? What would I talk about? I don't know. Because, like, what are they thinking? What will you think of them? I don't even want to know about it, but it's just terrifying. So I was in, like, full incognito mode. I brought a cap, and it was, like, raining on the train, and I was wearing sunglasses. So I was literally sat there like, don't mind me, I'm incognito right now. Yeah, that was truly absolutely terrifying. But I did it. The good thing about going home to visit my family is my family have an amazing dog that I'm sure many of you have seen a photo of. Posted a selfie with it on Instagram. Have to do that every time. Colin, the Tibetan Terrier, who just had a haircut and he was looking suave. So I had to have a photo with him, and I looked like a hot mess. I looked disgusting, but the dog looked beautiful, and who am I to prevent sharing that with the internet? So there we go, important selfie content to share that. What is your opinion on the 13th Doctor? Okay, there we go. So the Doctor being a woman, the thing is, like, who even, does anyone relevant or important, anyone worth caring about, actually dislike the idea of there being a female Doctor? Like, I know that it's an opportunity to bring up the issue of, representation and whether or not it's valid, and, have that conversation. But I feel like everyone was ready for arguments, and I saw a lot less complaining than I did. Obviously, some people did complain, but I feel like all the media in the world, the news was, some people are complaining, making more of a big deal. Because, I mean, who cares? The thing is, in a show with Doctor Who and everything in it, I don't think it matters. You know what I mean? What is gender and the physical body? And if someone's constantly being regenerated, then I don't know. It just doesn't seem important. And it's one of those things where you could say, you can argue about it. And I think, some people might have some valid points about, no, the character is a guy. Doctor Who is already very representative. There's no need to do it because, you're showing that you're just pandering then. It's not just about the writing. But I feel like, much in the way that Moonlight winning Best Picture over La La Land was an opportunity to make the world a slightly better place by shining a spotlight on something, I saw Carrie Hope Fletcher tweet that now the girls in the playground who want to play Doctor Who don't have to be the sidekick anymore. And that's a good, for me, it's like, whether or not there is any kind of valid argument, lots of people are saying that the Doctor now is non-binary. That would be cool. I mean, this is a universe that doesn't have to have any rules that make sense whatsoever, so let's push that formless blob agenda. But yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, all that actually matters is, I know that actress from Broadchurch, where she's amazing, and I really, really love her as an actor and a person, so I might watch Doctor Who for the first time in a couple of years, because I like the person. So there we go. Sammy, how was your day? Good, warm, got attacked by an ant. Just good times. You know how it goes. What do you think about the new Death Note movie? I don't care. I like the anime. I don't like live action remakes. Speaking of which, this Lion King thing, is it live action if there's no life? But apparently everybody watched the teaser trailer and they like cried and it was amazing. So, I won't pre-hate. I'll do whatever. How'd you get attacked by an ant? I was just there and it was on my neck and I didn't consent. It was terrible. Talk about Wimbledon, said Petra. Yeah, so Instagram sponsored, if you don't know what Wimbledon is, it's the tennis Grand Slam, the famous grass one in the UK, one of the UK's fanciest sporting events, Wimbledon tennis, and Instagram was sponsoring it, and for some reason they invited Phil and I, not complaining, so that was fun. Tennis being literally one of the only sports that I actually even have a mild interest in, so that's good. If it was like, do you want to come to the rugby final, I'd have been like, I don't deserve to, I don't even know a rugby. But tennis, I'm like, okay, let me do a quick Google of what the difference between Deuce, ace, love, and all this other crap. The thing, I get it now. You got to admit, tennis has the worst scoring system of any sport ever. Like, zero's love, okay, it looks like an egg, okay, whatever, fine. 15, 30, 40, advantage, deuce, game, set, match, 3 games, have to have more than 2. I'm like, honestly, Jesus Christ, you can't just count to 10 or something, can you? Bloody hell, tennis. But it was a great day. Wimbledon, as an event for British people, is known for being like a nice day out. It's all flowery. There's purple flowers everywhere. It's infamous for queuing, because the whole thing is you arrive, you sit on a hill watching a game happen on a big TV if you don't actually have tickets for the specific match. You get strawberries and cream, and you drink Pimm's, which is fun. So, although something that wasn't fun was mine and Phil's experience of arriving. So, does anybody want another harrowing Dan and Phil travel story right now? Because I got one for you. It happened again. Did Phil took the pics for you in the Tinder video? Yes. Talent, honestly. Capturing those crumbs cascading down my rolls. Will you see the film Disaster Artist? Oh my god, yes, I watched the trailer for that today. Both Francos in a movie, Seth Rogen. I love it. I mean, the room is iconic. I started listening to the audiobook, but then I heard that they're making that movie, and I was like, yep, rewind. So, Wimbledon, this tennis event, lots of important people, I don't class myself as an important person, go to watch the finals. So, for example, Princess Kate Middleton and Prince William go, and usually go every year. Sometimes the literal Queen goes. So lots of generals in the army go. You get like Bradley Cooper, Chris Hemsworth, like actual people go to this event to watch the tennis. And there was a specific gate which was apparently like the VIP entrance gate. Now, the thing is, all the VIPs, like, the event was sponsored by Land Rover, so they all came in these, like, blacked-out cars, and they were coordinating it, and there were loads of police by the entrance, because, like, if the literal Queen's coming, or Chris Hemsworth, you can't have traffic or people crossing the road in front of the entrance. It has to be, safety, security. There's loads of photographers there, making sure they don't get hit by cars. It's, like, a crazy thing. Now, the people from Instagram were like, oh, Dan and Phil, yeah, you can get dropped off there. But we weren't being, like, dropped off in a blacked-out Land Rover, because the Instagram just gave us 2 random tickets. We just got a taxi. So we just drive up to this entrance, and our car pulls over opposite, and we noticed, like, crowds of people and loads of photographers, and we're like, what the hell is happening? Because they were, like, waiting for Chris Hemsworth or something. And this policeman, who was, like, a hench, 6'5", British cop wearing one of those, intimidating hats pulled over his eyes, goes like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop moving! Stop moving! And we're like, what? Oh my god. He literally stick his head through the window, and the guy was like, I'm just driving, what's happening? He was like, what are you doing? Stop it! Keep moving! Keep moving! And I thought I was gonna die. And then he was just going to the driver, I've got your number, I've got your number, I've got your registration, you're going to get a call about this, you're going to get a call about this. And I was like, oh my god, why is we being shouted at? So we just got out the car. Phil was like, gotta go fast, bailed out the door, because if he's being attacked or whatever, sorry mate, we got some strawberries to eat. So he just left. And then the guy, he looks at us when we get out the car, he gets out his walkie-talkie and goes, watch those 2, we've got 2 suspicious people, you need to watch them, keep your eyes. And me and Phil are like, oh my god, who do they think we were invited! Why are we being attacked? We don't mean any harm! So I thought we were going to get battened. Not like shot, because this is Britain. Like peacefully tasered or something. So we go around the corner, because someone was like, you need to pick up your passes from accreditation. We go in this little, like, hut, and we're like, hi, my name's Dan, can I have my ticket, please? Get my ticket. And then this guy in a suit and sunglasses and a Bluetooth headset comes in, and he's got a badge on that says head of security for this whole frickin' event. And he comes up to us, like, comes right up in my face, and he's like, press accreditation, show me your passes, show me your passes. And then Phil was just like, we have tickets. And then this guy gets a ticket, and it's like, yes, row 6, these guys have some tickets that have been gifted to them, and the guy's like, "Oh, right. Well, just just cross the road through the gate. There you go." And we were like, "What? What was all that about?" Because the thing is, they invited us there and presumed we'd go through that entrance, but they didn't book us a car that was part of the whole organized fleet of like celebrities and people. And that entrance and that road was just supposed to be for like literal freaking princesses and stuff. So we just drive up thinking that's the entrance, and people think that we're like pranksters or people that are gonna like cause a scene. Or anyway, shook. Honestly, we were in and we were just like, let's sit down, have a little hyperventilate for 10 minutes, but it was cool. Had some lunch, saw some flowers. The iconic thing, as I said, is strawberries and cream. It's literally just a bowl of strawberries and then some cream poured on it, which is pretty dank. I mean, if it's a hot summer's day, which it was like 30 degrees, having some like cool strawberries and refreshing cream, it's dank. And sometimes, you know, you wonder, how good are strawberries? Because everyone's like, oh man, these strawberries, they're amazing. I'm like, a strawberry's a strawberry. How can a strawberry be good? These strawberries, they were dank. They were the best strawberries ever. I don't know how. Queued for like half an hour to get the strawberries. Wanted some Pimm's. If you don't know what Pimm's is, it's one of Danny's favourite alcoholic drinks. It's gin, which is kind of gross sometimes, but spiced to be a bit spicy. And the point is you mix it with lemonade, and then you put lemon and cucumber and strawberries and orange and mint and ice in it, and then it just turns into this like amazing summery thing that's just like you're drinking lemonade, but it's great. Anyway, spawn for the Pimm's, I wish. But yeah, queued for half an hour for that, because being British is all about just standing in lines slowly and politely, waiting for things. So, you know, it was the true British experience right there. Do you have a favourite Harry Styles song? It's boring, but my favourite song off the album is Sign of the Times. I think it's the best song. Will you ever release Tatanoff on DVD? Dunno, probs not, lel. You liked the strawberries and cream at Wimbledon. They looked great. They were amazing. You have no idea. They were so good. Watch BoJack Horseman. I'm going to, after I finish Rick and Morty. Meme and Mind Games. I saw that today. Poor laryngitis. We'll get to that. So yeah, watch the tennis. The seats in there are designed for people that are like really short. So me and Phil were like sat in this thing like, hello, we're two giants cramped in this thing. And then Roger Federer, who's like the best tennis player of all time, won in straight sets. And most people were like, disappointing. I really hoped there was like a good challenging tennis game, but me and Phil were like, come on, one hit, let's do it, out of the park, want to get out of here. So it was great. Yeah, fun times. Is that the guy from Smosh? Hey, yeah, that was a thing. But it was, and then we saw Jim and Tanya, which is funny because we were like sweaty rats by that point, and obviously Jim and Tanya, if there's an opposite of a sweaty rat, it's Jim Chapman and Tanya Burr, and they said that they queued for half an hour to get strawberries, and they'd run out of strawberries and ended up just getting a water. Damn, son. Did you hear about the Star Wars parks? Yes. Living for them, to be honest. And there's the Avatar park. So many good parks. You go to theme parks these days, and there are all these like 80s franchises, and you're like, I guess this is cool, but I don't really care. But then imagine in like 20 years, all the fiction that we care about will be in theme parks. What interesting. I'm turning 15 tomorrow. Any advice? Listen to your grandmothers. I passed my exam surprisingly. Well done. Although most of you don't find out yet, do you? Although Father Banana just said, I just graduated from my master's. Damn. Well, you know, I can't really. I did 1 year. You've finished your master's, so there we go. I was feeling really wholesome, encouraging my audience. Then the next message here from Audrey says, say hi to Dan's Yeasty Tears group chat. I'm going to dip from that for a second. So yeah, you mentioned it. The collabs with Anthony. I haven't done a live show since then. So firstly, What did you think of my video on Anthony's channel where we did a video about how it's harmful and we don't like people saying that we look the same? Did you like that? Yeah, so that's been a thing for like a billion years, and we've always said that should be a video that we do, that should be a video that we do. And then obviously Anthony, new channel, new life, new identity. I was like, I'm a VidCon, let's do it now. So that was fun. It was good. A lot of people were saying, how did you do all of that? We improvised the whole thing, seriously. We had a topic like exercise, and then we literally just improvised for like half an hour, and it was funny. I imagine editing that must have been really difficult, trying to cut that into like 10 minutes or whatever, but that was good. Didn't like it. You were a bit of a jerk. We were joking. It's okay. It's intentional humor. Oh my god, Anthony, I should give him a word of advice. What to do when all of your humor is self-deprecating, but people think you're just being serious. I'll have a sit-down chat with him. I don't know what fruit is. Indeed. To be honest, he does actually eat a watermelon like every day, so he's a freak. He's got some problems, and yeah, that was fun. Padildo. He probably was called Padildo. That's indeed. Doing that one push-up, that was actually hard though. That scene wasn't acted. That scene was just a blooper that ended up being included because it fit so well with the rest of it. Me saying, what is an exercise? I'm having a crisis, Dad. Hi, Sarah. It'll be fine. I put the suck in unsuccessful. We all need to find the silver lining. I think you just found yours. There we go. This is an amazing live stream. Thanks. Listen to the cello cover of Creep. I have heard that, and I always go on like cello, violin, piccolo covers of songs like Little Wormholes on YouTube, and that's very fun. Also, video with Phil called Anthony Dan or a Rat, the iconic game show that is surely just waiting to be on TV. That was actually hilarious. If you haven't seen this, so the other video was on Anthony Padilla's channel. Good luck spelling that on YouTube. And I thought Dan is Not on Fire was bad. This one on Amazing Phil. We did a quiz where Phil went and found some photos of us on the internet, zoomed in really, really far, and made us guess whether we were looking at a zoomed in picture of myself, Anthony, or a rat. I mean, an absolutely solid concept. I don't know how could you want more from anything in life, to be honest. It was quite difficult, and Phil found some absolutely horrendous photos of me. So if you want to just see real horror, then go check that out, because honestly, that was so iconic. Yes, there were some terrible photos of me. My hair was so long. It was. Oh dear, it was so bad. Dan, Anthony, or a rat. Just got dumped. Any advice? Forget that hoe. I miss your emo hair. I don't. It never worked. Are you glad the chemical straightening didn't work? No, I paid for it. I really wanted it to work, and it didn't on any level. It was absolutely... That's why I don't miss... Like, oh my god, straightening the hair. Never again. Although a funny thing about my hair now is, depending on what happens after I dry my hair after a shower, sometimes it's like super curly, sometimes it's like not. All I know is right now, I really need a haircut. So that's going to happen. Same, waste of money. Embrace the nature, or, you know, resign to suffering for hours every single day just to look mildly acceptable until it, like, drizzles slightly. Which is, why is Anthony on Dan's live stream? Oh god, it begins. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed those videos. Shave it off. What, completely? Just go full egghead. I'm sure I'd pull that off. That would look horrific. Game of Thrones, yeah. Highlight of my life, you know, as you know, Game of Thrones, not favourite of all time. Don't know what that conversation is, but definitely right now. Game of Thrones is the best TV show. I can't really explain how important it is to me emotionally. If I had to, like, make a list of things that I'm living for, Game of Thrones is, like, top 3. Honestly. It's just amazing. And yeah, it came back. I'm not going to spoil anything. Ed Sheeran had a cameo in it, which I'm sure everyone in the universe knows. It's quite funny. It was just, I'm not going to spoil it, but there was just like a random scene where some soldier was singing, and I was like, damn, this, all the music in Game of Thrones is quite pretty, but whoever this random soldier is, he has the voice of an angel. And I was like, oh my god, it's Ed Sheeran, which was quite funny. A couple people, it's funny, like most people I know were like, wow, this singing was so beautiful. I love it. I hope that on like the soundtrack of this season, there's like a whole Ed Sheeran singing. And I do too, because, whatever your opinion on Ed Sheeran's music is, he is a beautiful singer and a great performer. A couple of people were quite distracted. There was a celebrity. Apparently Ed deleted his Twitter because a couple of people were like, I don't like that. It was distracting. I hope that isn't what happened. I wish I could have watched it with him and been like, it's okay, Ed. A couple of people are going to be distracted, but most people just, they liked seeing you and thought that your singing was beautiful. In a way. But yeah, that's not why. I hope not, because that's what everyone's saying it is on the internet. Hi, Dan. I love the piano. So do I. It's colourful, like my soul. I'm seeing him in September. I'm excited. Ed is a great live performer. Seen him a few times. But not this time, because the tickets evaporated faster than my hopes and dreams when I wake up in the morning and look at my reflection. Hi, Dan. Hope you're having a good day. I got attacked by an ant, but otherwise it's fine, Jessica. Yeah. Hey, Rat, say hi to the Moth Killer group chat. Now, that's a brand I can get behind. Can you play the piano? I can. So there we go. I'm seeing Green Day in August. Green Day, good band also for seeing live, regardless of what your opinion on the music is. So yeah. What, any other collabs lined up? A couple. I'm sure many of you know that, do you know this? I mean, I assume that you do. Nothing he does is secret. Yesterday, I filmed another sketch with the Tom Scar. Indeed. I think originally it was going to be Rejects 2, and I was like, no, not now, not yet. We need more time, we need more place. Another time. So better than a sequel, something original is coming. Filmed that yesterday. Spoiler, it's really funny. So look forward to me being in another Tom Scar sketch when you least expect it. Or whatevs. I'm so jealous of him having so many friends that help him to make his content. Writers, producers, editors that just like have nice opinions. He has a whole team supporting him. I have myself. And Phil's photography skills, we can't forget that credit from the end of the production at that video. Because yeah, he does those last week videos where everyone comes together to tell a story. If I did that, I would just be like, the saddest daily vlog ever. Next gaming video. So this is the thing. Phil, ironically, and is that irony? I never want to say that something's irony, because a lot of times people are like ironic, and it's like not the correct use of the word irony. Phil started getting a sore throat and was like, ha, I thought I was going to get sick, but then I didn't. Turns out it was like Phil's illness was just like chilling for a few days, and it was like, BAM! Hit you in the throat. Were you ready for that, punk? So Phil can't talk, which is very funny. Just producing a lot of inaudible squeaking noises right now. Incredibly pathetic, like a hedgehog. So we haven't been able to film any new videos because Phil can't produce. And we thought that would kind of be funny, but then he hasn't been able to talk. So, if every video on the channel for 2 weeks was just like Dan and Awkward Silence Games, or Meme and Mute Games, as lots of people said on the Twitter. There you go. So we'll either film tomorrow or the day after. We'll let you know. But don't worry. Gaming video this week at some point when Phil can produce noise again. But did you see the last one? The last video we uploaded on Dan and Phil Games playing another Google game, Schlinhard for the big G, was so questionably offensive. It was a complete disaster. Oh my god. Women's rights, or Wayne Rooney. Double Hitler in the video, in the same video. Originally, Hitler in the thumbnail was an option. That's a way to get demonetized. I'm sure several people can relate to that. Yeah. So if you want to watch a video on Danful Games where we have to make moral decisions that are highly questionable, you get to see who you're sharing the internet with and feel really depressed people's priorities and see Hitler twice and Beyonce. That's the video for you. I mean, if there had to be one before Phil lost his voice, I'm so glad that it was that one. Just a great thing there. Oh god. Anime recommendations. I'm watching Code Geass and I love it. It's great. I recommend it. Follow Tumblrs today, preferably mine. Okay. Did you enjoy Wimbledon? Love the outfit, by the way. Thanks. Yeah, I got given that jumper. I've had it for like a month because I'm always like, when do I wear this outside? And then I was like, it looks like a net. Yes. Theming. So there we go. I did the old post to selfie because you really desperately crave validation and, you know, likes from cute people who you mutually follow. So, you know, you do that every now and then, but then you pop it like a self-deprecating joke in the caption and you kind of get away with it. So that's what it's all about, to be honest. You and Phil make me happy. Tanks, said Hannah. Hannah, thank you, but tanks are machines of war and I don't condone that. Are you hydrated, said Rose. I'm actually less hydrated than I should be right now. I rate my hydration very poorly at this moment. I could have slammed at least another two liters right now, I'd say. Any book suggestions? Oh my god, what is that book that, where did it go? Danny read that. Cool. And what's the other one? Can't find it right now. So many. Hi, John Green. Yes. Oh, look, it's a copy of GQ Style with Travis Scott on the cover. Love GQ Style, just for the adverts. So good. Like, the whole thing is literally just, like, adverts, but I'm just like, oh, God, the art of this photography, the fashion I appreciate. Oh, my God. Look at A$AP Rocky modeling Dior. King. What is that about? Honestly, I can just, like, pause for thought looking at it. I'm sure there's a picture of it. Oh, my God, look. Hiddleston modeling for Gucci with 2 dogs. What? You know, honestly, they could charge twice as much for this. What an honor to see Tom Hiddleston sat on a couch with 2 dogs next to him. Is it Robert De Niro? Hey, how you doing? Chris Pine. Get out of it. I hate Chris Pine. How dare he? How dare he? What a disgusting person. I absolutely refuse to live in the same universe as him. Yeah, so that's the thing. Hello, Dad. Hi. There's a spider in my room, and I've been afraid to go in it for days. Yeah, that's the thing. But if you live in like a living room or a kitchen, there's much more likely to be spiders in there, which is a fact. So that's just something to remember, that you were probably safer in the room that you've escaped from, and things that are just crawling on you all the time. Did that guy ever reply about the Persona? No, the guy in my video who I mentioned the Persona thing to never did reply. I really think I ruined their life. Honestly, oh, we have a new #1 fan. It's RBH1894. Hi, then Addy, then Lily Fan Stuff, then GGV, then that Matty Dork, then Kristin, then Jotalina, then Fan2187, then Fontini, then Double Clicker. Hi, you look healthy and hydrated. Thanks. Dry on the inside, wet on the outside. That's weird. I'm gonna stop saying that right now in a big way. Dan, I like your header. They did the chins well. Yeah, they did, George. Yes, header for Dan, still a thing. Always looking. I feel bad. I just wanted to say, if I ever miss any and don't like them, I do see them. So, as always, thank you to the people designing new headers with Header for Dan. Ah, I need to be noticed by you. I have a sad life, said Lizzie. And you think that my presence in your life will make it less sad? My God. Why don't you like Chris Pine, Danny? I think that his face should be illegal. That's as far as that goes. My grandma loved your pic with Colin. He's a good dog. He's very emotionally intelligent. Because you get some dogs that are just kind of like, I am dog. Food? Yes. Outside, ball. I catch. No throw. Yes, I'm dog. But my family's dog is like incredibly empathetic. You can tell that he looks at you and is seeing how you feel. Like he'll come up to you for attention and he'll nudge you, but instead of just being a dog that just like scratches you by putting its arm on your leg all the time, family dog Colin will nudge you, wait for your response, lock eye contact with you, and then just do some kind of like gentle eyebrow movement that's just communicating something, and you're like, yes, you are an intelligent life form, and so am I. We cannot speak, and I hope you're not pondering the philosophical quandaries that plague my subconscious, but in this moment, you're not just something like trying to be fed, you're appreciating the company. Indeed, always fascinating. What is your favorite smell? Baking. IDEC. There's lots of... How old is he? I think he's like 6 or something. He was adopted. I don't know. Bad, distant dog owner, I guess. How was Wimbledon? Did I spell right? It was a fun day out. A long, very social day that I felt exhausted from. Does your dog recognize himself in the mirror? Yes. Doesn't woof, though. In a good way. Will you come to Australia soon, please? I'm sure at some point. Don't worry. Dunkirk. Yeah. New Christopher Nolan story of Dunkirk. Got Harry Styles in it. I mean, that should cover all the bases of the people in the chat right now. Are you interested in movies generally? Christopher Nolan or Harry Styles? Or The Great War? Yeah, I'm hyped for that. I mean, what a blessing, honestly, to go see Christopher Nolan. I've got tickets to go see it in IMAX. Last time I watched a Christopher Nolan movie, went to go see Interstellar, was the best cinema experience I've ever had, and cried for like 10 solid minutes as soon as the film ended. I don't think this will quite be like that because it cannot be as Tom Hardy. Yeah, who thinks you'll be able to understand anything Tom Hardy says? Who'll be like, I'm Tom Hardy. Incredible. I love Tom Hardy. A blessing on our lives. How are the succulents? Thriving, thank you. One of them got dusty, and I want to like lightly dust the leaves, but if I break a leaf, I'll feel like I've ruined the only kind of aspect of my own life that I've been nourishing successfully in any way. Yeah, can you come to Canada? I'd love to go to Canada. I'm sad that when we did Tatanoff, we only did Toronto and, you know, not New Zealand and other places. Dan, advice. I have an ant raid. Right, you need to stop leaving your plates of food on the floor, because that's why you probably have an ant raid happening. You need to work out where they're coming from, where they're gonna go, Cotton Eye Joe, and just block it off, and then the people in the middle will be like, panic! And there we go. How was Crash Bandicoot going? Oh my god. So me and Phil have been playing this Crash Bandicoot reboot. We were doing a gaming channel, maybe? Dunno. I have to think about what would be entertaining necessarily. Rinsed through it, 100%ed all of Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2. I was really nostalgic for Crash Bandicoot 2 because it was the one that I played the most as a kid. But in hindsight, it's definitely the worst. It's just so hard. It is so hard. We have suffered endlessly, but we've done it. Now to get 105 on Crash Bandicoot 3 or whatever that is. Me and Rosalinda hate life, but love you. What an honour. Thank you, Victoria and pal. Is Phil feeling better? Nope. Literally can't produce noise. Is the Doctor Who actress good? She's frickin' great. You're in safe hands, Whovians. Indeed. Do not worry about that for a sec. Can you say hi to Argentina? Argentina! I cried at the gym yesterday. Ah. That sounds really funny and I want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh in case you cried for like a sad reason. I'd often cry at a gym just because I'm there. So there we go. Oh yeah, the plushies, before I forget. So I'm sure, you know, on Dan and Phil shop, we have some cute Dan and Phil plushies. Apparently, this comes from Martin, Phil's brother. Lots of people were saying, new outfits. So Phil did a little Polarini over on his Twitter, which you can vote on to see if people are interested in getting some different things. And we won't put wigs on the pastel ones if that wins. Who knows? So there we go. Don't worry. Registered. For the poster though, I was like, it's a thing. It has to happen. It can't be unironically cute and soft. It has to be ironic and slightly terrifying. And if you find it cute, then there we go. That's your problem. Oddly satisfying. Yeah. Also, YouTubers react. We've been on the Fine Bros recently. Did an oddly satisfying one and a K-pop one. That's always fun to get acquainted with the K-pop while we've been away. So that's been good. Do you like Ed Sheeran? I do like Ed Sheeran. I prefer weirder music, so I don't listen to Ed's albums all the time. But I think that he's a really great, talented singer-songwriter, performer, and nice guy. So there we go. Have you seen Wonder Woman? I have indeed. It was great. When's the next video? The next Dan Is Not On Fire video. I have one. I'm working on it. I don't know if it's trash. We're gonna see. I'll aim for next week. Fun times. What do you listen to normally? Recently I've been listening to the new Vince Staples album, which has some weird-ass dance beats, which I love. Danny, the fan of weird music production. Gotta love Vince, working with PC Music. Lord's album, as I said before, is great. Tell you, I've been listening to a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who make kind of semi-ironic, nerdy rock music, which sounds like it would be something from the Stranger Things soundtrack, or good if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's just like amazing. If you go on YouTube and search for the lightning, it's called The Lord of Lightning versus Balrog. It's like rock music about Lord of the Rings, but it's just like so good, and it's good to listen to while they do things. So that's Danny's recommendation, some experimental hip-hop and some Dungeons and Dragons rock. There we go. Also, the new Jay-Z album is like, well, good. It's like introspective. It's not something that you'd bang in the whip. It's more like sad poetry that you write to yourself at 2 a.m. But, yeah. Got any big plans for this week? Thanks for asking. I mean, now that Game of Thrones is done for a week, I don't know what I'm even doing, conscious. I guess I'm gonna film and work on this film, maybe, video going on Dan Is Not On Fire, which will always be the channel name. Don't you worry. If Phil ever recovers from his laryngitis, perhaps a gaming video, if he can speak. To be honest, if Phil can't speak by Thursday, we'll just film a video where he can't talk, because it's just getting ridiculous. So there we go. I mean, that's everything. Thanks for watching today. I hoped you liked my Would You Date the Real Dan video. Yes, it was mostly joking. Yes, it was mostly true. But I hope you didn't take it too seriously, had a nice time, had a lol, liked all the videos on Phil's channel, the ones with Anthony, the ones on the Fine Bros. There'll be some gaming coming soon. I hope that you're all good. I've been outside a lot recently, so this, I watched Hypernormalization and I had a crisis. I told you you would. Honestly, we can't normalize Trump. Let's not become Russia. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next Tuesday, probably. I hope you have a good week and a nice rest of your evening. Stay hydrated. Goodbye.